Welcome to this 45-minute intermediate vinyasa practice. Just wanted to talk about the elephant in the room for a moment. I got a new plant. I'm pretty happy about it. I really love it. And I bought it off one of my best friends who's just opened a plant shop in Seaford. And she was like, well, hey, you're going to put it in the video. Why don't we just give 10% off to whoever's watching on the channel? So link is in the description below. Mighty Jungle Plants. This is not a paid promotion by any means, so don't feel like you're being forced something. I just know lots of my friends like plants and I like plants too. So why not get 10% off? Hey, we're going to be starting in a seated position. Let's go from there. I love it. Finding a comfortable seated position, lifting through the lower back pretty immediately. Letting the shoulders and jaw relax to follow. Finding a nice kind of ease within this stillness. And start to just bring a deeper sense of awareness to your body. So absorb your attention into your body. Start to become sensitive to it. Starting to dissolve any notions of being obliged to do anything, forced to do anything. And just really tuning into the current state of the body, the current state of your energy, and current state of your mind. And really the seamless interaction of all three of these aspects: body, energy, mind. And we can really notice how one or all three of these aspects of yourself can influence the others. And during the course of our practice, we'll aim to impact the state of the physical body, the texture or state of your energy, and no doubt the state of your mind. And the way that we go about that in a coherent manner is firstly through the breath. So the breath becomes not only a catalyst, but a support system in order to have a positive impact on the state of body, energy, and mind by influencing the nervous system, influencing blood pressure, heart rate, stress hormones, all these incredible benefits that we can have by simply following this extremely basic method of breathing. Exclusively breathing through the nostrils. Start to breathe a little bit more fully down to your belly space. Just a little. Start to breathe out just a little bit more slowly. Slow it down, smooth it out. And then start to generate a deeper, slower cycle of breath. One that makes its way into the belly space. So you're, in a sense, getting a little pot belly, little swelling of the belly space. So two aspects already become important. Nasal breath, exclusively through the nostrils for the entire practice. Conscious breath, so you're deciding to do it, there's a sense of willpower involved in it. And then the third step, and kind of a much more refined step, is that it takes on this smoothness. With that smoothness, there's a level of depth to it. So we've got nasal, conscious, smooth. Naturally, as you make the breath a little smoother, it takes a little bit more time. So the depth kind of comes with it, but it's more of a combination of depth and pace. There's the kind of slowness of the pacing. Now, keeping those three qualities, nasal breath, conscious breath, smooth breath, we'll practice a little Ujjayi breathing. So if you're unfamiliar with this, it's a very light constriction at the back of the throat. You start to create a kind of Darth Vader breath, a sound that's oceanic or kind of like wind rushing through the trees. You should be able to hear it kind of internally. Now, no need to exaggerate this. Don't need to go crazy, gripping too hard at the throat or trying to generate a really loud Ujjayi breath. Nothing like that. Again, subtle, slow, smooth. If you haven't started already, go ahead after any exhalation, constrict the back of the throat ever so mildly, just very lightly. So you start to hear your breath more internally. And you should get a tone there. See if you can make that tone of breath extremely monotone, extremely linear. There's no stutters and kinks in your breath. We'll just take a few rounds of Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out with the constriction at the back of the throat, still making its way down to the belly. Naturally, you'll feel as you're doing this, the constriction at the back of the throat again is assisting with slowing down the pacing. But your emphasis, your priority, is on the smoothness and texture of breath. We'll just take a few more here now. Take one final round, ending with an exhalation. And after that breath, release the back of the throat. You might take some normal, just sort of recalibrating the breaths for a couple of rounds, some normal rounds of breath. But then dropping back into nasal, conscious, smooth breath. Especially that second step, or the second aspect, the conscious breath, the utilization of willpower to breathe, the interaction with your breathing where it becomes deliberate, is a super important aspect, almost a crucial factor in the practice. So you're maintaining a level of mental integration throughout the body movements. You're coordinating your breathing pattern into the movement to have not only a physiological shift within the posture, there's a chemical reaction that happens with your nervous system as you breathe deeply, but also you're centering the mind into your body, you're tethering to yourself. And with that, an opportunity to be kind of loving, to be caring in what you're doing. You're here. Just as you would have an intimate conversation with someone, you give them your full attention. Same thing here in the practice. Keep your attention centered with yourself, and you kind of meet yourself as you are and start to move in a nourishing, yet sometimes challenging way. Keep it in the back of your mind. Breath in the forefront of the mind. Start to move the body, so keep it flowing. Blink the eyes open, raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale and twist to your right. Place the right hand behind your lower back. Catch the right thigh or the knee with the left hand, lifting through the lower back and really emphasizing the twist on the upper back. So not your neck, not your lower back, but through the shoulder region. And the hand should help with the leverage on that for just one more deep breath. Keep your left hand on your thigh. Raise your right hand up towards the ceiling and take it over into a side bend, down to your left. Rolling back the right shoulder here for just one or two more breaths. And then lifting both arms up nice and high, twisting to the other side, to the left, catching the thigh or the knee, again lifting the lower back, squeezing back your left shoulder here. And then go ahead and raise the left hand up towards the ceiling into a big side bend, leaning over to your right, but still rolling back the left shoulder for a breath or two more here. And then lifting back up through the center, we'll roll over the knees and come into cat-cow. So onto all fours, tabletop position. Start to get straight into it. Take an inhale to press the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And as you tilt the tailbone down, let that curl the rest of the spine into a nice arching position. And you keep on going just like that. The inhale presses the belly down. And the exhale raises to arch up through the spine. Feel free to be a little bit more organic in the movement. Little tilts to the side, shoulder to a hip, or a full body roll into more of a cement mixer feel. And take just a couple of breaths more here, getting fluidity and movement through the spine, through the hips, through the shoulders. One more breath and round here. And then next time you round your upper back into that angry cat shape, hold there, tuck the toes, and lift the knees just 1 inch above the ground. Gotta keep the upper back rounded here. Push the spine up through the shoulders. Take one more big breath here. And then drop the knees. One more time, cat-cow. Dip the belly down, puff the chest forward. And exhale to round and arch up. Tuck the toes, lift the knees 1 inch and pause. One more big breath here. And drop the knees. Dip the belly down, cat-cow. This time, straight up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Make a little bit of movement in down dog and get accustomed to it. Bending through one knee and then the other. Make sure in down dog the fingers are nice and wide. You want a nice wide base, and not only that, just building a little bit of tone through the fingers themselves, the wrists. We'll take just a breath or two more here in down dog, sending the hips up towards the ceiling now. And then starting to walk your hands back towards your feet into a forward fold. Big bend in the knees here. Letting the upper body get super soft, super relaxed through the neck. Shifting a little body weight left to right a few times, swaying. Breath or two more here in this shape. And then momentarily rolling up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Lifting the head, lifting the chin, lifting the arms, reaching up. And then big bend in the knees as you simply fold straight back down towards the floor and walking the hands out to plank position, shoulders above your wrists. Pause there for a moment. Round the upper back in high plank as best as you can. Take one more breath here, activating the shoulders and the entire front body. And then lift the hips back up into down dog. We'll go through that a few more times. So inhale through the high plank, shoulders above wrists, rounding. A little bend in the knees as you then send the hips back and up. And immediately back into high plank from down dog. And keep on going like that, rolling plank now. Tilting the tailbone, lifting the hips, immediately rolling forward. Just take one or two more on your own. High plank back to down dog, rolling, rippling. And next time you land in high plank, lower your knees and chest and chin to then flatten yourself out onto the floor. Take the hands just off the side of the mat, up onto fingertips. Lift the chest into cobra. And exhale to lower straight back down. We carry on moving one breath to one movement. The inhale lifts the chest up, and the exhale takes it back down. Get a nice little movement and flow going here, lifting and lowering, and starting to integrate some little turns of the chest here. So next time you lift your chest, as you drop it down, turn the right shoulder to the floor, and do that each side a couple more times. Lifting up, and then left shoulder comes down. Keep on going. A couple more on your own. Try and keep your thighs nice and tight here. Feet super pointed, really firm through the legs. Another round or two now. And the next time your chest comes down towards the floor, send your butt back into tabletop, all fours, and straight up into downward facing dog. And walking the hands towards the back of your mat, towards your feet. Take a halfway lift and lengthen out. Keep the left hand underneath the face. Raise the right hand to the ceiling into a twist. Be conservative here. It's early days on the hamstrings, the back of the legs. Big bend in the left knee for just one more extra breath here. And switch. Right hand comes down, left hand moves up. Again, just sort of feeling out the legs here, big bend in the right knee, big turn of the chest up towards the ceiling, left arm reaching, breath or two more here. And release. Left hand comes down, bend the knees deeper, roll up your spine through to standing, reach up to the top nice and tall, catch opposite elbows above your head and lean over to your right into a side bend, little tilt back on the top shoulder, butt stays tight for one more big breath here. Lifting back up and over to the other side, really pull the elbow over here in the side bend, breath or two more. Lifting back up, raise the arms up. Big bend in the knees as you fold forward, bringing the hands all the way down. Now, stick with me here. Walk the hands out to plank position, shoulders above your wrists. As you arrive, drop both heels over to the right. So you're in a staggered foot position. Letting the side body light up for one more big breath here. And then lifting the hips back up into down dog and coming through a little bit of rolling plank with these heels over to the side. So high plank, come forward, heels to the left now, turn them over, and then send it back up into down dog. A few more now. High plank, heels to the right, turning the heels as you're coming forward, back to down dog now. And one more. High plank, heels to the left, and back to down dog. And we're keeping on going. We add a little more this time. High plank, heels to the right, and raise the left hand up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. Bring the hand down, send the hips up into down dog. High plank, come forward, turn the heels to the left, right hand comes up, side plank, and bring the hand down to send the hips up into down dog. This time, high plank, lower down through chaturanga itself, bending the elbows until you're flat, hands off the side of the mat. This time, chest and legs lift together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Just two more of those. Point the toes hard. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Either push up through plank or back through tabletop and into down dog. And now a nice easy walk up to the top of the mat. As you arrive, keep the feet together, big toes touch. A little bend in the knees as you roll up the spine through to standing. Reach up and stretch up. Hands to prayer at heart center, chair, sit the butt down, turn to your right and hook the left elbow around the knee, or even just placing it up on top of the knee so you can sort of push the right hand down into the left and get a nice amount of leverage into the twist. Extra breath here. And stand, reach and stretch up. Exhale to chair for the twist on the other side, over to the left, hook the elbow, sit the butt down. Couple of breaths here. Keep the belly tight, knees together, knees in line. Last breath here now. Inhale, stand, reach up. Exhale to chair once again, hands through prayer, heart center. Now this time it's going to be a little different. Lift the heels up off the ground. Separate the knees and drop your butt down to your heels. So a little toe stand. Hold here, knees separated. Trying to lift the arms up. So a little bouncy. Hold the here, belly in. One more big breath as you are. And then hands to the floor. Lift the butt into a forward fold. Couple around the sun cell. Halfway lift, flatten out your back. Step back to plank position. Shift some body weight forward. Bend the elbows, chaturanga. Up dog, pull the chest through the arms. And down dog to lift the hips. We'll take just 2, maybe 3 more breaths there. And then returning to the top of the mat. So heels up, knees bend. Walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand all the way up. Reach up to the ceiling. And exhale to fold straight back down. Hands to the ground. Now halfway lift, flat back. Step back to plank position. And once again, shift some body weight forward for chaturanga. Bend at the elbows. Pull the chest through into upward facing. And into downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Once you've hit down dog, just one big breath there. Right leg raises, inhale. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, cross it underneath your body. Inhale, lift it back up and step the foot in between the hands. Lift the chest just off the front thigh. Reach the arms back into arrowhead. Take one more big breath here. Lower the back knee to the floor. Raise the arms up into low lunge. Exhale, left hand forward, right hand back into a twist. Place the front palm onto the knee. Send the right hand down the back thigh, but keep the chest lifting. So there's a big twist going on here. Your left hand can take the outer knee if you want to. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Keep pressing the left hip forward and just take another breath or two here. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, tuck in the back toes and straighten through the front leg into half Hanuman. We'll take just 2 or 3 breaths here on this round here, this first round. And we're going to link this all together. One more big breath in half Hanuman. Toes lifted. All right. As you bend into the front knee, walk the hands forward. Lift the chest, sweep the arms back into arrowhead. Big breath in here. Exhale, drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Exhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Take a hold of the outer knee. Lift the chest as the hand slides down the thigh. Inhale, both arms up for a moment. And exhale to straighten through the front leg into half Hanuman. One breath at the bottom here. As you walk the hands forward, arrowhead, last round, lift the back knee. Chest just off the thigh, sweep the arms back. Big breath in here. Drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand forward and onto the knee. Right hand to the outer left hip or down the thigh. Big breath in here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, straighten through the front leg, half Hanuman. One more big breath here. Inhale, walk the hands forward, runner's lunge. Now from here, lift the back knee, hands on the floor, round through your upper back. Do your very best to pull the heel off the floor. So pick up your right foot, pull the heel in towards your butt, hold the knee in, essentially knee to nose. One more big breath here. And then flip this into wild thing. Turn the right leg over the left one. Step it outside the leg. Lift the hips, lift the chest. Big breath here. Now on the transition, as you bring your right hand to the floor, sweep your right knee underneath the body, touch the left elbow, kick it out to the other side of the mat into fallen triangle, raising the left hand up. The back heel is down. If you want to go turbo, lift the foot up, take an extra breath. And then high plank, so left hand down. Kick the right leg straight back, half plank chaturanga. Up dog, pull the chest through, and into downward facing dog. Good Lord. Lift the hips. 2 more big breaths there. Inhale, left leg up. Left knee to right elbow, cross it underneath the body. Inhale, lift it up. Step the foot in between the hands, lifting the chest just off the thigh for arrowhead. Sweep the arms back. Breath or two here. We pause for a few breaths on each position in this first round. Exhale, lower the back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back, and then take the outside of the knee. Left hand slides down the back of the right thigh. Squeeze your butt, lift the chest. Continue to turn the left shoulder back. Two more breaths. Inhale, arms up. Tuck the back toes and fold forward, straightening through the front leg, relaxing a little through the shoulders here. 2, maybe 3 more breaths. walk the hands forward. Runner's lunge finds arrowhead, so sweep the arms back. Big breath in here. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand forward, catching the knee. Left hand to the back of the thigh. Squeeze the right butt cheek, sink in, sink in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to straighten through the front leg and fold, lifting the toes. Breath more here. Arrowhead, walk the hands forward. Lift the back knee. Sweep the arms back. Big breath in. Drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Catch the knee, don't let it fall out. Squeeze the butt, lift the chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, straighten through the front leg into half Hanuman. Extra breath at the bottom here. And now as you walk the hands forward into runner's lunge, pick up the back knee. So the whole trick here is to round your upper back and do your very best to lift the left foot off the ground. Keep the knee to the chest, hold for a sec, hold, and flip it into a wild thing. Left foot steps outside the right leg. Turning the hips, lifting the chest. Breath or two more. Nice transition here to fallen triangle. As the left hand comes down, sweep the left leg underneath the body. Kick it out to the other side of the mat. Back heel spins down. Right hand up for 2 more breaths. And we're coming straight through a flow here. So right hand down. Shoot your left leg straight back. Half plank. Up dog, pull the chest through. And down dog to lift the hips. Up and back. Breath or 2 more there in down dog, and then pretty immediately walk, step or jump to the top of your mat. Feet together. Soften just for 2 or 3 more breaths here. Relaxing through the neck, softening the knees. Feet together if they're not already. Roll up the spine through to standing. Reach and stretch up into chair. Bend the knees, sink the butt. Turn to your right and hook the left elbow around the knee. Sit the butt down here. Now, a little bit challenging on the transition. Stick with it. Go slow. Start to lift your left foot up off the ground. Tap the left knee to the back of the right calf and stay low in this little curtsy. Take an extra breath or so. Now take your time, but step your left foot back. Plant the foot, raise the arms, crescent lunge, straighten through the front leg. And from there, take a little bend into the front knee, ever so mildly bending. Reach as far forward as you can with the chest and arms. Stick your butt back now. And as you reach forward with your hands, your butt reaches back with its cheeks. And as you bring the hands to the floor, you fold and relax a little into pyramid pose. Your choice with the back heel here. You can keep the heel lifted, or you can drop the heel down. Both are great. Whichever one it's going to be, go intensely in that direction. So if you're going to lower the heel down, drive it right down. If you're going to lift it up, lift it right up. Relax the neck and shoulders. We've still got maybe 3-4 more breaths here now. Back up into crescent lunge. Bend the front knee, raise the arms. And exhale, left hand forward, right hand back, take a twist. Flip your front palm and reach up and back. Reach high, high, high. And then as you bow forward, hook your left elbow around the front knee, hands come together. And in this shape, really press into the prayer. So the more you press your right hand into the left, it might actually feel like your chest lifts up a little. That's good, go with that. Keep turning the shoulder back, keep the back leg stiff. We'll take just 2 more breaths here. Release the hands to the floor. Short stop through standing splits. Lift the back leg up, literally 3 breaths here. Kick it strongly, more of a transition than anything. Fold forward for 1 more breath. And then step the left foot straight down. So an extremely short pyramid pose. You want that shortness. Now, a good little step in might be great for a lot of us. Back heel on the floor. Revolved triangle. Take a little lift of the chest, place the right hand on the right hip, and physically push your right hip back. Once you're there, roll the right shoulder up towards the ceiling, but keep moving the chest forward as the shoulder rolls up. So for some of us, the left hand is going to come further forward. If you can't maintain the back heel on the ground, shorten up the stance until you can. Doesn't matter how short it is. The combination of the fold with the twist is quite a little challenge for the hips, especially here. We'll take just 2, maybe 3 more breaths. If you want to raise the right hand, please feel free. Keep the back thigh tight. Let's stay for 2 more breaths from here. We'll get a little bit of a hold. And bringing the right hand down towards the floor. Just a little step back on the left foot so we can open out into warrior 2. Bend the front knee, open out. Keep the bend in the front knee as you flip the front palm and reach up and back. And now as you reach forward, find triangle. Straighten through the front leg, reach out. Right hand down, left hand up. Not terribly long here, but try and turn the chest up towards the ceiling a little. 2 to 3 more deep breaths. And as the left hand comes down to the floor, one of 2 options. Bend into the front knee firstly into runner's lunge. Either side plank, the right hand raises up, step your right leg back on top of the left one, or alternatively, find full Vashisthasana and you'll grab your right big toe with the first 3 fingers. And same thing, the right leg gets taken up into the side plank position, or please simply stack up the legs. Hold here, breathe here. 1 more breath. And a brief stop through wild thing. Right foot steps behind the left leg, turn the hips, lift the chest. Breath or 2 more there. And in 1 big step, right foot up between the hands. Crescent lunge once again, chest and arms raised up. Hands to prayer at heart center. Shift the chest forward over the front thigh. Now, we're going to do a little bit of work here. We'll go slow. Start to shift so much body weight forward that the back foot lifts into warrior 3. Keep the hands at heart center. Now, revolved half moon. Left hand comes down towards the floor. Little bend in the right knee in order to achieve that. Keep the back leg stiff. And just like before, place your right hand on the right hip and turn the right shoulder up towards the ceiling here. Maybe the right hand wants to come up, but I reckon just keeping the hand on the hip, even a bend in the front knee, is all more than good. We take 2 more extended breaths here. And then step the feet together. Big bend into the knees as you roll up the spine through to standing. Reach up with a little back bend looking for the ceiling. Into chair. Twist to the right and hook your left elbow around the knee. Sit the butt down. I might just turn to camera for this. Take your time. We're on our way to side crow. Lift the heels up off the floor and drop your butt down towards the heels. If I go through in a little bit of detail here, once you're here, I really suggest reorganizing the elbow and the leg. Lifting out of the shape, you're sort of standing on the toes, whatever works. Take your right hand down to the mat on the side. Lift the chest and the left hand up so the belly opens. And then truly turn the chest down towards the floor to hook the left elbow as deeply as you can around the leg. So it's more that the knee comes up towards the armpit now. And then what's going to happen is this knee and the thigh is going to rest above the elbow crease, above it, so the upper arm. So we want it deep in there. From here, we'll take kind of just a loose alignment of this as we find that nice deep hook. Hands somewhere to the right, about shoulder width apart. Now first sort of choice to do here is to keep the knees together, lift your butt up as you bend the elbows and take a little face dive. The more that you bring your chest down and the butt up, the fingers are going to take weight, no doubt, but as a first step, try and get your hip, your right hip, onto your right elbow. So as your butt lifts, face comes down, knees together, and as you keep coming down, Plonk that hip onto the elbow. Hope you can see that. Maybe I'll face a little more square on. Hip to elbow, and then as the butt continues to come up and the face comes down, hopefully the legs come with it. So we'll go through one more time. Hands down, hips lift, knees together. You want to keep your center of gravity tight, knees together. So butt up, face down, hip on the elbow, and maybe the feet come up. So it's all about tipping more and more body weight over to the side and staying in a very compressed little position there. Take another breath or two, and as soon as you're ready, come out of the shape. I'm sure we did exceptionally well. Now we keep moving. Halfway lift, inhale, and stepping back to plank position. Coming through a flow, half plank chaturanga, up dog, we'll find down dog. And as soon as you're there, walk, step or jump back to the top of the mat, feet towards the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up. And exhale to chair, once again, twisting to your left, hook the elbow around the knee, sit the butt nice and low. Now go ahead, pick up the right foot, tap right knee to the back of the left calf and curtsy down. Hold here, breathe here. 2 more breaths. And send the right leg out the back. Set the foot down, arms up, crescent lunge. As you straighten through the front leg, keep just a little bend in it. Reach as far forward as you can, butt sticks back. And then folding into pyramid. Sinking the back heel into the floor here. Relaxing a little through the shoulders. Steady breathing here. Two more big breaths now. Crescent lunge. Bend the front knee. Arms up. Exhale. Right hand forward. Left hand back. Twist. Flip the front palm. Reach up and back. Big inhale. And then bow forward. Hook your right elbow around the front knee. Hands together. Really strong through the back leg. Pushing into the prayer. Couple of breaths more here. Turning back your left shoulder. Keeping the back leg super stable. 2 more-ish breaths to go. Hands on the floor. Back leg lifts up as you fold over the front one. Brief stop through standing splits. Keep kicking here. Breath or 2 more. Step only halfway back on your mat. Now you want a wider stance, a train track stance rather than a tightrope stance. Halfway lift, left hand to left hip, physically push the hip back, and then starting to roll the left shoulder up towards the ceiling into revolve triangle. Breathing here, keeping the regularity, pacing, conscious value of your breath. Back leg stays firm. We'll try and stay for 2, maybe 3 more now. A little micro step back on your back foot as you bring the left hand down. Extend your stance. Warrior 2, open the arms. Flip the front palm, exalt the shape, reach up and back. And now as you reach forward, straighten through the front leg, reach out. Triangle itself, left hand down, right hand up. Back leg remaining firm. Breath remaining consistent, smooth, deep. One to 2 more breaths. Exhale, right hand down, coming into runner's lunge, so bend the front knee. So 1 or 2 choices, straight up side plank, the left hand raises, step your left leg back on top of the right. Otherwise, take your big toe with you, and if you're going to do that one, I suggest rolling to the outer blade of the foot first at the back and then taking the leg up. Otherwise, side plank, we hold for maybe 2 more breaths here. Brief stop through wild thing. Left foot behind the right knee. Turn the hips, lift the chest. One big step, left foot between the hands and up into crescent lunge once again. Arms up. Hands to prayer, heart center. It's all about weight distribution here. Shifting the chest forward, forward, forward. Back leg at some point lifts up into warrior 3 or thereabouts. You take your time from here. Right hand comes down. Maybe you bend the standing leg. Left hand, left hip. Turn the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Hold, breathe, stay. 2, maybe 3 more breaths. We want to let it get a little bit tricky, a little bit tedious. Hold with it, stay with it, breathe with it. And step up. Bend the knees deeper. Roll up the spine through to standing. Here we go. Exhale to chair. Bend the knees and sink the butt. Turn to your left. Hook the elbow around the knee. Sit the butt down. Lift the heels. Drop the butt down to the heels. So get a bit of a side view on this. So the left hand comes down first. Lift the chest. Big opening of the belly. And then really drop the chest to the left to then hook the elbow on the outside of the leg. Hands to the floor. And then if you're starting to feel confident with side crow, don't use your left elbow on your left hip. I know it's a big trick, a bit tricky rather, and a big trick, but you can squeeze the knees and try and just use the right arm to sort of rest up. So as you're lifting up the hips, again, same thing, face down, butt up. So keep the elbow deep, shift the body weight, and start to lift the legs. Holding, breathing, staying. Breath or 2 more there. And then we carry on through a flow. Feet to the ground. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or jump back. Chaturanga. I'll skip. You go through. Up dog, we'll find down dog. Down dog. Come onto the belly. Come all the way forward until you're flat. And immediately coming up into Sphinx, up onto the elbows. Relaxing the shoulders a little. Hands come a little wider, and then lifting the chest all the way up into seal. So belly relaxing a little now. Glutes switch off. The butt cheeks. Take 2 to 3 more breaths here. And release. Chest coming down. Push back to tabletop. And then just taking the legs out to the side. We'll come straight towards double pigeon. So I'm going to go for some real bang for your buck hip openers here. Left shin on the bottom, right shin on the top, somewhat parallel to the top of the mat. I know that's not the nicest position for a lot of us, so find anything that looks similar. Right ankle on the knee, a bit more like a figure 4, or even a loose cross-legged position. And for some of us, that right knee is going to be all the way up. That's all good. Work with that position. Just try and sink your butt cheek, chest up. Maybe then you start to fold forward. But 2 sitting bones on the ground. If you're comfortable enough in the full variation, scoot your butt back a little. And we've only got maybe 5 more breaths here. Softening the shoulders, softening the jaw and the neck. One more deep breath now. Inhale, chest lifts up. I'm just going to switch it up. If you want to take a little cheeky reverse tabletop just to switch it up, you can place the feet on the ground, scooch the hips up, press chest through the shoulders, one more breath, and release to then switch. Right shin on the bottom, left on the top. Chest up, sitting bones down, and then folding forward any amount. Settling into a nice consistency and pacing of breath. Relaxing the shoulders here. Relaxing all the way into the deep belly. Breath or two more here, just a couple. And lifting the chest, and then taking the legs straight out in front of you. Very short hold in this fold forward in this Paschimottanasana. So legs straight, chest and arms raise up, belly in, reach out forward, and then down towards the floor. Relaxing through the shoulders. So very short hold, 5 big breaths. Make really good use of them. Make sure that they're conscious breaths, slow, deep, smooth. All those things mentioned before. Straight into a centering. Inhale, chest lifts up. Bend the knees, roll straight down onto your back. Once you're there, feet on the ground, drop the knees from side to side a couple of times, left to right. And coming towards just one round of bridge. If you want to practice wheel, more than welcome to place the hands next to the ears. Either way, tilt the tailbone up, lift the hips up. Think about interlacing the hands underneath the lower back. Lifting the heart towards the ceiling, but then sucking the belly in and holding here, holding strong with your glutes. Your butt cheeks are tight, and there's a feeling of extending your lower back. So it kind of feels like you're tilting your tailbone up a little, tilting the tailbone up and forward as the belly sucks in, and that belly suction should assist with that movement of the tailbone. 2 more breaths here. Release the hands, release the hips. And again, drop the knees from side to side, from left to right. And then taking the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the right leg over the left and drop them down to the left into a twist, opening the right shoulder out. Once you get into the twist, really soften your right shoulder down here. Relax completely through the ribs and the shoulder itself. Three to four more long breaths here. Back through center, other way around now, left over the right and down to the right. Into the twist. One or two more breaths now. back up through center and taking happy baby very momentarily. It's a pretty expressed practice, so feel free to do anything else before Shavasana, but I'm just going to encourage you to go to a wall, even like the edge of your couch or something, and lift the legs up the wall or up on the side of the couch or something like that. Try and instill the quality of this legs up the wall pose within your Shavasana, and it should be extremely soothing. So as you found your version of Shavasana, you want to encourage that soothing. Genuinely try and give yourself at least 4 minutes. At least, that's, I think, the absolute bare minimum if you're really strapped for time. 10 if you've got it. Really see if you can prioritize. Notice the importance, remind yourself of the importance of resting the body, but undistracted rest. Distraction nowadays is a commodity. It's something that we work with all day, every day, really. So Shavasana and the practice of stillness and surrender, the practice of rest, rejuvenation, it becomes a skill that's very much needed and something that just needs a focus on its importance. Try and give yourself that time. I'll sign off. I'll say namaste. Love you very much. Pleasure and an honor as always. And I'll see you next time.